Recently, we went on a trip to Disney World in Orlando. This video is about all of the different foods that we ate while on this trip. We will have more Disney food videos in the future because we purchased an annual pass for this year. Disney World has so many interesting restaurants. Our meal budget varied from $5 a person to $50 per person. So if you're interested, just keep watching. Bear cuisine. After we arrived in Orlando for the first night, we went directly to Disney Springs to pick up our tickets. We found out that there was an hour wait before we were allowed to pick them up. So during this free time, we decided to wander around and find something to eat. We finally found somewhere to get some food and kill some time. It was a Mexican restaurant called Paradiso 37. We sat at the bar and ordered 2 house margaritas and some nachos. The nachos were huge. They were stacked high with tortilla chips, and it was pretty incredible. We were both stuffed and didn't need to eat anything else for the rest of the night. The next morning, our Disney trip finally kicked into high gear. We had a quick breakfast at a gas station called Wawa. Wawas are an amazing chain of gas stations. We had breakfast burritos that you can customize on their tablets. It's cheap, quick, and the taste is pretty decent. For lunch, we went to a quick service restaurant called Restaurantosaurs, located in Dino Land near the dinosaur ride. The restaurant is pretty cool. It has like a dinosaur theme. There's dinosaur stuff all over the walls. We ordered a grilled chicken sandwich, a Cobb salad, a warm caramel brownie, wild berry lemonade, and a fountain drink. And the total was like $37, so it's not that bad from what you expect from a theme park. I rate this meal 5 out of 5. The salad was refreshing, all the ingredients went so well with the dressing, it was all paired together very well. The burger was better than what you'd expect from a theme park, or at least what I expected. And the brownie was so good. It was warm, and had a rich, wonderful chocolate flavor. For the snack of the day, we had a vanilla waffle cone ice cream and a Coke float. They turned out to be the perfect snack while we were waiting for the River of Light show. Our first day finished at a restaurant outside of Disney World, a place called Hot and Juicy. It is about 11 minutes drive from Disney World, and we had some Cajun-style crawfish. We ordered their specialty called Get Your Feet Wet. It was $36. It included 1 pound of crawfish, 1 pound of shrimp, some corn, potatoes, and sausage, all inside this bag full of their signature seasoning, Hot and Juicy. It was messy and delicious. We weren't able to do the most popular ride, Avatar, the previous day. We came right at the opening of the park, so we did not really have time for breakfast in the morning. While waiting in line, we couldn't resist the little cart selling drinks and muffins, so we splurged a little bit on it. The muffin was like $7. It's pretty expensive, but it was pretty big. I was happy enough to take it. So we ended up waiting 3 hours in this line for Avatar. Our suggestion is if you stay at a Disney resort, come into the park at 7 a.m., like as soon as you can with that extra hour, or otherwise go to the ride as late as you can before the park closes. We then headed out to EPCOT for some lunch, which turned out to be delayed because when we parked our car, it began to dump rain on us. After waiting in the car for about half an hour, we went to a quick service restaurant called the Electric Umbrella. We ended up deciding on a brisket sandwich. It had melted cheddar cheese on top, and it was so flavorful, but it was too messy to hold, so we just picked it apart with our forks. It was well above what we expected to get from a theme park. It also came with this cookie crunch brownie. It was very good. So far, the Disney brownies are on point, top marks. Compared to the brownie at the dinosaur restaurant in Animal Kingdom, this brownie had Oreos on top and large chunks of chocolate on the bottom. It was a very satisfying dessert. We highly recommend to try it out if you're not on a diet. After our quick snack, we wandered around the park for about 2 hours, seeing all the sights, the characters, and rides. We especially enjoyed watching Baymax struggle to get through the doorway. Now it was time for our dinner reservation at Chef de France. While we waited for the hostess to assign us a table, we were surprised to find out that all the employees, waiters, and waitresses that we could see in the restaurant were French. They were from France. It was very impressive the amount of effort that Disney puts into its guest immersion. We had a glass of wine and a cocktail called the French Martini, which was very fruity and very refreshing. It was nice. We ordered a bacon salad as a starter. The salad tasted healthy, but wasn't the wow factor of the night. Personally, I preferred the taste of the salad from the dinosaur restaurant at Animal Kingdom. For the entree, we ordered beef burgundy and orange duck. The duck was the highlight of the trip. It was amazing, very tender and juicy. It is not very common to see duck dishes in America, so if you have a chance to dine in this French restaurant at EPCOT, we highly recommend the duck. For dessert, we had the classic creme brulee and a pastry swan filled with vanilla ice cream swimming in chocolate. Voila! That is our experience dining at this beautiful French restaurant. On our last day of the trip, we had a simple breakfast at Starbucks. My wife had matcha green tea and a ham and Swiss cheese sandwich, which turned out to be pretty good after being warmed up by the staff. I had a peppermint mocha frappuccino because it was seasonal, and a blueberry muffin. The muffin was like half the price of the Disney muffin we had the day before. And total our breakfast was under $20, which is much cheaper than having a meal inside of Disney. After breakfast, we headed to the Magic Kingdom. At noon, we came to our lunch reservation restaurant, the Plaza restaurant, located at the end of Main Street. As the beef brisket sandwich at EPCOT was so good, we decided to go brisket again and order the baked honey barbecued brisket mac and cheese and a brisket burger. We went full brisket. For beverages, we had a white wine sangria. It was fruity and refreshing. It was a good way to take a small break from the rides and lines and just relax. We also had this all-you-care-to-enjoy milkshake for $9. We had a vanilla shake, and it was everything you could want from a milkshake. It reminded me of milkshakes I drank as a kid. It was very satisfying. For the mac and cheese dish, the first bite was like, oh my god, this is so good. But then every bite later was so consistently the same that it kind of fell flat, I felt like. The burger and mac and cheese were both $22. In the afternoon, we had a quick snack at Gaston's Tavern in Fantasyland. It was a very well-themed restaurant that had many funny details.
It says Gaston on the left, right, with a whole bunch of marks, and then Le Fou on the right with like 5 marks.
We had their signature drink, Le Fou's Brew. It's actually non-alcoholic. We were tricked by the name, but I was pleasantly surprised with how delicious it was. It's a frozen apple juice with like a hint of toasted marshmallow, and that cinnamon roll was irresistible. We ordered this huge, warm cinnamon roll for like $6. It's by far the best food for your money that we have found at Disney. This thing was ginormous. You get this full-on cake with your order, and it tastes amazing. Voila, that's our 3 days at Disney. As Disney tickets are already pretty expensive, if you want to save money on food, our suggestion is to try to eat something outside of Disney for breakfast and dinner. But on the other hand, the restaurants in Disney can be a positive and interesting experience for your trip, as all the restaurants are decorated in the theme of the area they occupy, and they actually have food that tastes decent. It was a wonderful trip. We didn't get a chance to visit Hollywood Studios, but we can't wait to go back soon. We will keep you informed on where our next trips bring us and what interesting foods we can show you. See you in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and press the bell button to see our future videos.